See what we got going. Testing my signal strength here. Grab my coffee, and we should be up and rolling here. So, good morning, YouTube world. Hey, how y'all doing out there today? Hey, Pete, how are you this morning? Hey, Thomas Schmidt Homestead, how y'all doing this morning? Got my coffee, and ready to sit a spell and have a little chat, huh? How's everybody doing out there today? Everybody having a good day? It's supposed to be a beautiful day here today. Well, of course it's going to be warm, but you know, what else is to be expected for eastern New Mexico? I think it's supposed to be about 90 today. I haven't looked at the weather yet this morning. So let's see what my tattletale says. It says the current conditions are about 70 degrees, and yeah, it's supposed to be 94 today. So 94 degrees. Wow. It looks like mid 90s the rest of all next week. So it rained here a little bit yesterday. Well, last night I should say. We covered a couple things up, brought a couple things in. But, I mean, it was fairly quick. It kind of just passed on over us and dropped a little rain on us, and that was about that. So, but we had some garlic already harvested sitting out to dry, and had to get that inside so it didn't get wet. But other than that, you know, the rain just, for us anyway, I know for a lot of the country, y'all have had way too much of it, but for us, we could use it. Excuse me. So, but, yeah, this morning we're going to, we got out in the garden yesterday and, did a little harvesting and a little, weed pulling and stuff like that. And we're pretty much going to do the same thing again today and get out there and do some weed pulling, especially some weed pulling along the edges mostly. Don't really have hardly any in the garden, which is nice. So, you know, a few little ones that grow up through the holes of the weed barrier, you know, that you got to all constant knock back, you know, but at least it's better than a whole garden full of weeds trying to separate through the plants, right? But yeah, we're gonna head out there this morning and knock a little bit out, get some weeds pulled, maybe get the mower out around the garden before it gets too hot out, and hopefully, you know, everything will be well and we won't wear ourselves out too much. Pete, I just dropped one this morning too, so I've been having some troubles with my my laptop. So well, actually, I've been having more problems with my my editing software than my laptop. Excuse me. My might be a little of both. My laptop doesn't have a ton of memory. And so because of that, it tends to lock up here and there. And so it seemed like every time I'd get about halfway through editing a video, it'd lock up on me. And then I just got mad and kind of left it sit there. And so then yesterday I decided, well, you know, Sean, you really need to get up off your butt and get this laptop fixed so you can get your video out. because I was supposed to drop it on Wednesday, and that didn't happen. And then I figured, oh, I'll just do it on Thursday. Well, that didn't happen. So I struggled all day yesterday, ended up finally having to delete the program and then completely reload it. And so fortunately for me, there was an update in there that helped with one of the memory problems. So we got it updated and got it in there, and so it started working pretty good. And so I was able to finish up editing and get that video out this morning anyway. So good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
And so we got that video out this morning, and fortunately it wasn't where we wanted it. It's been so dadgum hot lately that every time I try and video, it seems like my video cuts off on me, because I do use my phone for video, but when it gets super hot outside, if it's sitting on the tripod, which it is a lot, then the phone overheats and shuts off the camera. So hey, good morning, Emma. How are you this morning? And so I was having a lot of problems with that. So I've got a lot of little video snippets. So I may put together a pieces parts one. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But I am still struggling through and making this work. So eventually I'll get a real camera and, use it, a DSLR or something, or maybe just a straight video camera. I don't know yet, but we'll see. I like doing it all on my phone. It's keeps the cost down and stuff like that, but you do fight with some of that stuff occasionally. Yeah, exactly, Pete. I was doing everything on my phone. Everything. I was doing all my editing, all of it, and with Filmora Go, and then occasionally I would move it over to my laptop, and then do a couple other little editing things, and then send it out. But it's gotten to the point where it's easier to put it all in a file on my SD card on my phone, and then just plug my phone into my laptop and transfer it over. Not to mention, it gives me an additional storage, so that I don't lose any of my old footage. So with that, I've got all my old footage on my laptop, as well as on my phone, and I also kept it on a I'm just completely lost what I was thinking about, an external hard drive. So oh, the Canon Video Creator Kit. That's the one with the M50, right, Emma? So I've been looking at that one myself. So don't know if we're going to go for it or not, but I have definitely been looking at that one myself. Yes, sweetheart. I don't know what to tell you, baby.
Maybe I can restart it.
Try and restart it.
Okay.
I do love using my phone. It's handy. I've got all the nice little kits for it. Got some nice stuff from Movo, which I should do a little review on, because I love their stuff. I love their little microphone, and it's oh, you got the T7i. Okay. Yeah, that's a nice one too. That's a super nice one. And the Rode mic, yep. Yeah, see, I went with the a real inexpensive set. Movo has a really nice set out that's set up specifically for people who use their phones. It's got a nice handhold. It's got a nice clamp to clamp your phone. Great microphone. It has great. I'm trying to think of everything that it came with. It's got a nice light, and it's got a nice cold shoe to set your light and your microphone on. Stuff like that. So it's got the dead cat over the mic and all that stuff. It's also got a foam cover for the mic, but I pretty much leave the dead cat on there all the time. And I've got a nice. I actually have two nice tripods. So one's a fairly small, tripod, and I've still got my little my quick little tripod that. My flexible one that'll pretty much clamp on anything, and I love that thing too. So I'm pretty well set up with the phone, and it all works really good. But like I said, occasionally in the heat with the camera running, it'll shut itself off. So I've got to figure out some kind of way to shade the camera. While I'm filming, I guess. So Emma says she got the you still use the phone when it's rainy or snowy. Yeah. You got some extra SD cards, a 250 lens. Nice, very nice, and an extra battery. There you go. So
if your phone is broken and if you poured water on your phone, just go to an outlet place so they can fix your phone.
Okay. She recently learned about that. So. But I am loving the microphone setup that I got for my my phone. It's really nice. It works really well, and it was really inexpensive. So it has it actually has ratings as high as if not equal to the Rode mic, but it cost about a third the cost. So instead of $120 or a quarter of the cost, instead of $130, it's like 40. So Emma says hello. So you want to say hi?
Emma, if you're watching this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe.
Pretty smart, isn't she? My biggest fan right there. But yeah, the kit from Movo, Pete, is a fantastic little kit. It really does well. I think my whole kit was like $115 or something like that, and at $115, I mean, you can't really beat it. So, but it did really good. So, and I'll do a little review on it. Maybe I'll try and get a little review done on it this week because, like I said, I really enjoy the kit and the microphone, the light. Man, the light is amazing. I did one earlier when I first got it, when I was doing my 2 for Tuesday tips. The little light that it comes with it really does amazing. So if you like it, if you want something that is going to do well for you, then give it a try. Take a look at it, see what you think. So, anyway, how's everyone's gardens doing? I know some of y'all are getting some rain, which is outstanding. Little rain is always good. Excuse me. And it just seems like every time it rains, the garden just goes pow, you know, just shoots right up and just explodes, you know. Every time we get a rain, at least that's pretty much what it does. It doesn't even hesitate. It's like all of a sudden everything grows 6 inches, which could be a little troublesome for me right now. My acorn squash has decided it wants more room than it has. I only have, let's see, I planted 2 seeds to a hole, and I think I ended up with 5 total plants out of the 8 that I planted, but that's okay. The 2 of them didn't grow because the whole end of my garden would be nothing but acorn squash. But I got to get out there today, and I think I'm going to have to either trim back or push back for sure to keep them off some of my beans, because they're going crazy. I must have 70, 75 little acorn squash. So you'll see it in my my video that I dropped this morning. It went a little crazy, the acorn squash, the squash and zucchini period. I mean, I'm amazed. I mean, my rows are 30 inches wide, and I planted 3 feet apart, and all my plants are touching. So, so it did go crazy. Some of you saw some that follow me on Instagram. Saw some of the pictures that I posted the other day about some of the squash and zucchini that's coming out. I mean, they're just, it amazes me that area I've never planted before. So it's just going nuts. I mean, it's growing like crazy. So it's must just be good fertile ground, needed to be broke up and amended a little bit, and but it's doing really well. My corn's shooting up well. So you did a walkthrough. I'll have to check that out. So, I mean, you built a frame to attach the raised bed so you can string up your tomatoes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the rain will definitely have them shoot up. So yeah, check it out, Emma. I posted some yesterday, I think. Wife and I were out there, and yesterday or day before, I can't remember which, but we cut a whole bunch of squash. Cut some, you'll see in the video, cut squash and some green beans. Well, I say green beans. They're actually the yard long beans. So we picked a bunch of them early so that we could chop them up and, you know, have some fresh green beans. So they're really tender and good when they're young and small like that. So excuse me. The peas and beans are really coming in good. I mean, really coming in good. I hope that the peas make it all the way through, especially the Yarden peas and the English peas. I know they tend to prefer the cool weather, and it's been getting really hot lately. But that was, as many of you know, the woes I had getting my weed barrier cloth. I should have just gone ahead and planted, but at the same time I didn't want to. But the decisions of a gardener, right? Plant, don't plant, don't plant. oh no, what's the weather going to do today? Oh, I should have planted that. But we are purposely planting the watermelons and spaghetti squash and butternut squash late, because they grow so fast. At least for me, they've grown super fast in the heat. So I'm going to get them in the ground. I've got some started already. I'm going to get some in the ground probably today or tomorrow. I know I work next week, so we're on kind of a weird schedule. We work 1 week and then we're off a week. Hey, how are you, Josh? Hey, Tony Shelley, TS Dogs and Dragonflies. Good morning. How y'all doing this morning? So, yeah, we have a kind of a strange schedule, and 1 week on, 1 week off. It's better than what it was. It used to be. It started out as 1 week on, 3 weeks off, which, yeah, didn't like that at all, because by the end of the second week, I was going absolute stir crazy. My Cherokee tan pumpkins are doing fantastic. I purposely did not plant any other pumpkins or any squash nearby them. So, oh, Emma's been getting squash bugs. Yuck. Hate them dadgum things. I had them real bad a couple years ago. So far, nothing this year. Knock wood. They've been doing really well. I've already got the sprayer all set up with some neem oil though. So I hit the garden with some DE to help get rid of the ants. So we'll go from there. Glad to hear it, Josh. Glad to hear it. Hey, I watched your blue pumpkins the other day. Man, that was awesome. Those things are beautiful. So, yeah, we're doing good. Like I said, we're getting into the heat. Josh's weather is cooling down over there in Australia, and we're getting into the heat here. So, so it, like I said, it's supposed to get quite warm today. It's already up to let's see what my phone says here. It says it's already up to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. So, but I know it's supposed to be pretty daggum warm today. So I always forget what the conversion is, between Fahrenheit and Celsius or centigrade. So let's see, just for fun, I'll switch it over. It's supposed to be 34 here today, Josh. So it's starting to climb. So it's 34, 36, 36, 36, 36, 35. That's what the next week's supposed to look like there, Josh. So in the mid to upper 90s. So, and it's been that way now for about a month. So we've been getting those off and on, the off and on 90s. Switch back over to Fahrenheit here. But yeah, it's been rather warm. The bad part is that it gets warm really early. I mean, like I said, here it is, not quite 8 o'clock, and it's already 73 degrees out. by noon, it'll probably be mid 80s, maybe low 90s already. So, hey, good morning, Tina. How are y'all? But yeah, Josh says that's beautiful weather. Oh yeah. Tony Shelley said it was 108 yesterday. Yeah, I remember that. I lived out there in Marysville for several years when I was stationed at Beale Air Force Base. I remember that. But yeah, we've had a couple 100-degree days. Ours usually comes later in the year, more July and August, and into September. So sometimes even into October. Of course, last year fooled us, didn't it? As many of you know, I got hit really hard with a frost that came in a lot earlier than it was supposed to. So I headed to the farmers market. Man, I wish they'd open our farmers market. I miss that, but that's okay. You know, I can still get rid of some of my my zucchini and my squash. That's one thing we're going to do today. Is the wife and I are, after the heat hits real bad, we're just going to come inside and process squash and zucchini. So shred it all up, pre-package it, and throw it in the freezer for zucchini bread. So we made the mistake last year of we did a lot of slices and we tried cubes and we tried a lot of different things trying to freeze it, and all of them came out gooey. So the only one that didn't was all the stuff that we shredded. And the best part about the shredded stuff is that we could fry it as well. So I was taking big bags of the shredded zucchini and squash and pan frying it. So, and that just came out awesome. So, oh yeah. See, I wish our farmers market was open all the time. They just, I don't know what it is, and it's silly because there's a lot of farmers and ranchers around here. So I don't know why they don't have it open more, but it's only open from July to October, which to me seems kind of silly. We start our gardens in February, but they don't open the farmers market until July. But okay, whatever. But yeah, so this year we're going to shred a lot more of our zucchini and pan fry it, and also use it for zucchini bread. So we're not going to make the mistake that we did last year. So yes, Tina, it was yum. Pan fry it with a little bit of butter. It comes out kind of like noodles, only a little crispy. It comes out really good. So we would even occasionally throw a little bit of fresh shredded cheese on it, just for the heck of it. But which was always fun. So even got the kids to eat some of it that way. Kids are picky. But how y'all's garden doing? Anybody getting any squash, zucchini? I know Emma's tomatoes are starting to climb pretty well, and you dehydrate it and use it for stir fry. That's always good. I did do that, Tina. I did blanch it all before I froze it. Like I said, the biggest problem is that we had so much of it that like I said, we tried sliced, we tried cubes, we tried spears, and the only thing that worked consistently was the shredded. Everything else ended up coming out kind of gooey. It would thaw out gooey. So we just said the heck with it, and I don't know about y'all, but my palate, I'm kind of a texture guy, so I don't do gooey well, which seems funny because I love okra, but I tend to pan fry my okra, so I tend to pan fry it, so it ends up being a little crispy. So, and a little crispy with a little gooey I can do. But straight gooey, no. Oh, your farmer's market runs all year. Yeah. Man, that would be so nice. That's the one thing that the wife and I are definitely looking forward to is buying our property and stuff like that, and finding some place that has a farmer's market that runs at least a little closer to year round. So, oh man, I'm so jealous. You guys already have some ready to pick? So mine's still babies. Like I said, I got it planted a little bit late, but that's all right. I know my garden's a little behind some people's and quite a bit ahead of some other people's. So it's the fun we have of living in different zones, right? So I am looking forward to it, though. I got I think I'm going to end up with about 8 or 10 plants, so which is probably perfect. So nope, not coming back to misery. Nope. No, I've probably about had my fill of Missouri. So don't get me wrong, the weather's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. But by the time that we move, I'm going to either be knocking on 60 years old or be past it. And taxes, good medical care, stuff like that is a must. So, and the little one, she'll still be 12, 13 years old, so she still needs some good school. So Pete says his okra's only 2 inches tall. See, that's exactly what I mean. Most of mine is between 6 inches and a foot right now, so depending on where it's at. The stuff that I've got out by itself is about a foot tall. The stuff I've got in and amongst the corn is about 6 to 8 inches tall. So, but yeah, I did my time in Missouri when I was with Boeing, and like I said, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. But I'm good. So we're looking more and more a little further east. Like I said before, Kentucky, eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee. I know Nathan keeps trying to tell me western Tennessee, but northwest North Carolina, maybe even the top of northern Georgia, but that's kind of the area that we've kind of zeroed in on. Of course, we've still been tossing back and forth whether or not to live on the Kenai Peninsula in Alaska, so who knows? Or in a better part, better schools, good hospitals. Yeah. No. See, I couldn't live in the boot heel either. And we were down that way. We were near Springfield, Buffalo, and I was working out of St. Louis. So yeah, I'm good. Josh, I have always wanted to move. to Australia. I got to visit Australia early in my my military career, and Woomera, Alice Springs, Perth, and I enjoyed it out there. Even managed to get over to Christchurch, New Zealand. So I enjoyed the area down there. Definitely enjoyed the people, brother. But actually, Thomas Schmidt Homestead, I definitely have thought about New York. Upstate New York is beautiful. And the property prices are good. Taxes aren't the greatest, but you know. But yeah, stateside it would probably be Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina. So, oh, you're just north of Perth. Okay. I applied for a job actually just north of Perth with Boeing about 3 months ago. Still haven't heard back on that one yet. Go figure, right? Everything that's going on, they probably put a freeze on all of it. So, but yeah, the biggest reason why we chose the area that we chose is they've got good growing seasons, they've got good hunting, they've got good fishing, and the weather is favorable. The winters aren't too harsh, the summers aren't too harsh, so and I can live with all of that. So, trying to be comfortable in my old age. So, but I am definitely enjoying it. So, 6 acres, taxes are $600 a year. Nice. So I'm looking for 20 to 40 acres is what we've talked about. I don't like neighbors. Okay, that's not 100% true. I like good neighbors. But at least buying land, you do kind of get to choose your neighbors. So you can decide whether or not you want to live there, I have never been to Ireland or Scotland. Family's from that area. So, but, well, I say that my lineage is from that area. My family on my dad's side's been in the States for over 400 years. So, yeah. So, on my mom's side, I'm only 3rd generation U.S. born, I think, on my mom's side. But on my dad's side, like I said, well over 400 years. So there you go. No neighbors. Hard border closers. But yep. Hopefully it does all calm down pretty soon. Hopefully people are being smart out there. Let me put it this way. Hopefully there are more people being smart than there are being stupid. So unfortunately, we got a lot of those. So I think that if everybody was smart, we could kick this thing in the butt. So deer and bear in the backyard, there you go. That's always nice. Hunt off the back porch. So always nice to be able to hunt right off your back porch. So that's kind of one of the reasons why we wanted more land. One, we want more animals. So probably some goats. If not goats, maybe a mini Jersey or something like that. And maybe still some goats. Chickens, ducks, but we're just looking to have enough property so that we get left alone to be able to do our thing, and not have to worry too much, I mean, which I think is most of us. We're kind of in that same mindset that eventually we either want more space or something. So I mean, let's face it, we all have learned to make do with what we have. But so but oh, definitely, Emma, definitely. And Josh, yes, there are a lot of stupids out there, unfortunately. Yep. We've got some peepers here too. They're 2.5 months old now. I guess now I know that I definitely have a rooster. I'm pretty sure I have 2 of them. They started talking to me yesterday, so it's about time to either give them to a buddy of mine, or hopefully the neighbors don't complain and I can let them grow up a little more and send them to freezer camp. But otherwise, I'll probably end up taking them to a buddy of mine from work. He just got a bunch of chickens too. I have a wild hair. There we go. And my buddy will take them, and that would be nice. So. But we'll just have to wait and see. So. Yep, open the door, shoot, drink coffee, go out and get your deer. There you go. Doesn't get much better than that, does it? Stay right there on the porch. Eventually, we decided that we were just talking about that, about your chickens. At least my wife and I were. There you go. Emma says hers are a week old. But I told my wife I definitely don't want 100. I don't need that many eggs. But about 30 of them, yeah, that'd probably be about perfect. So couple dozen eggs a day would be about perfect. So because we'll mow through probably 6 or 8 of them a day. Especially if we have that many and we're not having to worry so much about it. But anywho's, but everything's going good in my garden. It's pretty decent over here on this side of the world. The thing that's been going on is fairly quiet here in New Mexico. Well, looks like I froze up there for a second. There you go, about 24 egg layers. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's kind of where I want to be. I figure about 30 hens, and just based on normal numbers, that should give me roughly 2 dozen eggs a day. So take into account for the oddball that lays every day and the one that only lays 3 times a week. And but I like my Americanas or Aracanas. I like the bluish green eggs, always have. So the wife and I talked about maybe getting some that to crossbreed with them, maybe some copper Morans or something like that. Or I told her I want a black Jersey Giant rooster. So I would love to raise up some little bit larger Americana crossbreeds. Plus, it'll give them a little bit darker egg and a little bit larger egg because the Black Jersey Giants lay extra large. So that's what you were saying, man. I can't even imagine 5 to 6 dozen eggs a day. I mean, that is a ton of eggs. That is a full-time job in itself, isn't it? I mean, holy cow. Hey, how many nest boxes do y'all have for all those chickens? You know, I can remember growing up, we had probably between 20, anywhere at any given time between 25 and 50, and we had a dozen nest boxes. So, but I know some people like more nest boxes, some people like less, but most of the time we had anywhere between 25 and 30 hens. So those dozen nest boxes worked out great. Of course, you know how hens are. They seem to only lay in 5, 6 different nests because they all want to lay right on top of each other's eggs for some reason. But so Schmitz, how many nest boxes do you have? I mean, 100 chickens. That's got to be a bunch. 20? Yep, 20 nest boxes. So yeah, that's I would imagine that's probably about right. 5 hens per box, right? So do they lay in all of them or do they concentrate them? So like I said, ours used to concentrate them. It was always fun. We would have about 6 or 8 chickens that all like to lay in one box. And then the rest of them would kind of space out between about 4 other boxes. I think we just built our box the way we built it because we let ours go broody whenever they were ready. Having a rooster and stuff like that, we just let them go broody whenever they wanted, and then we would just let them brood right there in the nest boxes. So we'd just like move them down or whatever, you know. So we wanted to have plenty of boxes for them so that if they decided to go broody, they could, and they weren't taking up valuable laying space. So. All right, Josh. Yeah, I figured it was about bedtime for you over there. Y'all stay safe over there, and God bless y'all. They change it up. Sometimes you'll find 10 eggs in one nest. Yeah, I believe it. So, but they do that occasionally. Yes, baby. You silly. But yep. They get a little crazy sometimes, and we'll all drop them all in one nest, you know. But what the heck, you know. Like I said, I think the biggest reason was convenience. We would when my pops built it, he built it out of 1x12 cedar. And just put a divider about every foot. So we ended up with about a dozen nest boxes. So which really was about perfect. The lid was outside, so we didn't even have to go in the chicken coop at all. Which is I like not having to go in the coop to gather my eggs. Makes things a whole lot easier. But y'all have 5 coops. Okay. Yeah, see, with that's the one advantage about having fewer chickens, less coops to clean. I don't know what I'd do if I had to clean 5 chicken coops.
Oh boy. Oh, no.
I mean, that's a lot of cleaning. 8 by 12, yeah, okay.
But luckily,
So do you guys have large runs for them? Smaller coops, but large runs. I know being up there in the cold country, having that little bit smaller coop makes it nice because they're able to keep each other warm better. But how about your runs? Do you have big runs? I know our coop, if I remember correctly, was about 10 by 12. Might have been 12 by 12, but our run was probably 25 by 50. So it was actually quite big, but it went all the way down to right to the edge of our pond because we had ducks as well. We even cut a small section down in the bottom that, of course, we only cut it on 3 sides so we could fold it closed, and in the summer when the pond would recede, but we cut a hole in there so the ducks could just go right through and go swim out in the pond and go out where they wanted. They always came back in at night anyway, so we didn't really worry too much about them. And having the pond being the size it was, we didn't really have to worry too much about predators. So, I mean, we lost a couple over the years, but not too bad. Large runs with nets over the top. See, now I can honestly say that we never had a net over the top of ours. And I honestly, I don't remember losing any to aerial predators. I mean, we might have, but I just don't remember it. But we had the Araucana roosters are real good at spotting the aerial predators, and we also had guinea keats. So, and the guineas are real good at spotting aerial predators. So, and so are the ducks. You know. I know the wife and I have talked about maybe getting, when we get a piece of property, getting a guard goose and also some guineas, so to help with that. So
once they spot a predator, they know what to do.
That's right. Once they spot a predator, they know what to do. So
run.
And they'd run right on inside and go hide in the coop.
Yeah.
So.
But I'm out of here.
But that's good. I'm glad you guys got the nice runs and everything like that. So, hawks and vultures. Yeah. See, we had a lot of we had hawks, we had vultures, we had eagles, we had falcons where I grew up. So,
and
I mean, there was a little bit of everything up there. So.
And bullhead eagles.
Yep. So, I grew up in the mountains of Northern California. So. We had a lot, you know, I mean, pretty much anything. Minks, raccoons, skunks, coyotes, you know. And I know you guys face a lot of that too up there, so.
In the Mexican star.
Well, I don't know about y'all, but my coffee cup's just about to hit the bottom. And we're running up on an hour here, and I still want to get over and see what Mama Z's got cooking in the kitchen this morning. So I think I'll go ahead and call it. And I sure do appreciate y'all coming and chatting with me this morning and enjoying this time with me. I do enjoy my time chatting with y'all. So no dough, no problem. Just grow. We sure do appreciate you. And God bless y'all. And y'all stay safe out there, huh? Watch out for watch out for the knuckleheads.
And don't get corona, else you'll die.
All right, y'all. Stay safe.